welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hello. So my sister and I made that ponytail just a little bit smaller.
Why?
Just a little bit smaller because that's too much hair. So that's just me, just a bit less hair. In between Charlotte putting extensions into a ponytail, her hair is finally finished, colour wise. We are going to be doing a 3 AM truth or dare type challenge thing, completely inspired by Sam Golbach. I will link his video down below. So obviously you can do truth or dare at any time, but this is more of like a Halloween type of one, and inspired by Sam. So as soon as Sean is done playing around with her hair, being all sassy ponytail, we are then going to dive into the video. I'm just going to throw around a bunch of random different truth or dares. Hopefully we get more dares out of it. That I have too much sort of truths to hide. Obviously we try to keep the volume as low as possible, for the complete fact that obviously we had to respect.
Which clips do you use?
I used the 2 3-clip ones. The one, obviously there's only one 4-clip one, and then just one of the 2-clip ones. Just one of pretty much.
I kept thinking about it, and I know that I'm starting with the 4-clip first.
Okay. Put it in however you feel comfortable. I put in pretty much all of them except for one. You can put them all in, you can put less in, up to you. Anyway, so keeping the volume down as much as possible to respect Mum and Dad is sleeping, obviously the neighbours. So we'll get back when Sean's done, and when we start throwing around a bunch of truth or dares.
You cannot speak, woman.
No, I get through half a sentence and then last word I trip over. Okay, I ended up writing a series of questions down on my notes, but then transferred that to some paper and just stuck it into a hat. So, okay, you ready to go? Well, you can go first.
Of course. Yes! Play the best, heaviest metal song out for 10 seconds. Yes!
And we'll take this outside so that we don't disturb Mum and Dad. Okay.
Which is the most heavy metal out of the 2 albums of Black Widow or Ritual?
Black Widow, definitely. I knew you were going to pick that one.
You just said that.
I said I knew you were going to pick that one as in song.
I should probably get to a more exciting part.
Ten seconds and done. Okay, sorry that you could barely see, but light a candle and walk around saying I see ghosts as many times as you like. I see ghosts. I see ghosts. I see ghosts. I also got a different candle from Mum's regular room. I see ghosts. 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 I see ghosts.
In your opinion, what is the worst way to die? Alone, in a dark place that is cold, and by starvation. Because it's long and it's painful and it's grueling and it's not fun at all, as I would imagine. So,
Mine comes pretty close. If I had to pick that one, I would have also said I would have picked either strangulation or suffocation. Sit in what you think is the scariest location in the house. My bedroom. That's in Sean's opinion.
No, actually I was thinking of the area, you know where the wooden stairs are lead up to the studio and there's that hole thing in
Oh
it?
yeah, the manhole where we keep the Christmas stuff, which is completely ironic.
By far.
Okay, I've got shit in there. Okay, so we'll travel through the studio first. And sorry for that close up. So through the studio, down the wooden stairs. Okay, so sorry for the ghostly lighting. Well, that sort of makes it better. But this is the area Charlotte was talking about. Don't mind the cup. Okay, so I had to sit in here. Yes, there's Christmas decorations in the way. I won't be able to fit all the way in, but this is as good as it's gonna get. So the only thing I have to illuminate me is that garage light. But I am sitting in here. I'm sure it didn't say for how long to sit in here for. So I was thinking I was seeing a dead mangled like cross between a huntsman and a day long legs, but it must just be like wool and cotton caught up in itself and genuine lint from an old house. Okay, I don't think I wrote down how long to sit here for, so I guess that exceeds that time limit. My dear, again, your turn. Duh.
Actually, what the scariest thing about this whole thing is you seem the obvious.
Possibly.
Do you believe in the devil? Yes.
Okay.
My reason is you can't believe in it. You can't believe in God, any kind of God, without believing in the devil.
Any kind of
It's
devil.
all about the balance, baby.
Any kind of devil and a bit of a yin and yang situation.
Now, that's not to say that I am a devil worshipper. I just believe that he, or it, may not even be a he. I mean, it's always been recorded as a he, but the devil could be a she. The entity of the devil.
Well, some people are starting to believe that God is a woman, and not just because of Ariana Grande's song.
Well, actually, I'd say it's gender neutral. It doesn't have a gender at all. It's just an entity of being.
Everybody literally has like 1,000 different versions of a god and of a devil. How many times can they possibly manifest different things?
I don't actually see the devil as a bad entity, because when you think about it, those who go to hell are really fucked up people. And I know you're gonna bleep out my cussing. So yeah, a lot of fucked up people end up there, and he obviously isn't. Well, even I keep saying he. Devil isn't around or known to punish anybody, to ruin everyone's lives. Only the souls of the damned, because they fucked up major. So yeah, I just see the devil as this being that punishes people because they were absolute jackasses in their lives.
They do wrong the
Which
first.
actually is actually a good thing, so.
My turn. Okay.
I'm sorry, so far I haven't been getting ones I didn't want.
Play Bloody Mary for 20 seconds.
Oh, thank God I didn't get that one.
Yes, I'm in a household with an 18-year-old and how old's mum? Just so I can get the age specific and not make shit up.
We're gonna say that both our mum and myself are absolute babies.
Yes. Okay.
I don't care.
Okay. That means to relight the candle and hop into the bathroom. Okay, so I'm not going to play the game properly or long enough. The there is for 20 seconds, so should I aim the camera in front of the mirror or have it on me? I'm going to pee. That's bad timing. I will change the direction of the camera and this door, I swear. Look at the way so no one didn't shut properly. Okay, hopefully you can see me. Pretty sure you do need to spin 3 circles 3 times while saying the word Bloody Mary, obviously. You're also meant to have running water. And there was another key ingredient, but I don't remember what that was, so technically this is a very, very half-assed ritual, if you saw my fingers quoting then. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. And it only was for 10 seconds. I just made myself dizzy. Awesome. Okay. My devil horns with a shadow behind me isn't really helping. Okay, that's the 10 seconds, because I've technically been recording for 50 seconds. Oh, Carl. Shall I rip the paper?
Hide in a closet for 30 seconds in the dark.
A better chance of hiding in mine, unless you want to just shift all your clothes out the way. I'll set this at yes.
And pretty soon, I'll be coming out of the closet.
Okay, I do also need to switch the ring light down and off. And then guys can't see crap. I can't speak English. That would have been more creepy. The light has still been on. Anyway. Well, the sound effect does the trick. Okay. My sister's also watching my latest video. Here's a Ouija board for 10 seconds outside. Well, you do have to join in on this one because #1 rule, do not play alone. All you have to do is just hold onto the planchette. And the Ouija board is in the studio, which we'll be going back to. I will be going back to. But then we'll just take it back out into the footpath. Because technically I don't want to have to play it on the property. Technically playing the Ouija board's on my bucket list anyway, but I'm in a household with babies. So this is about as close as I'm getting. And my sister is flipping me off. No longer a baby in that sense. Okay. This is gonna slip inside everywhere, so I'll put this part on the ground. It'll say it with me though. We fail. Ouija. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, so witching hour may be over, but at least I still want to get in at least one day, one truth. One day, that's all I've been doing. I have a paranoid sister on hand. You might want to say to me as well, because I keep on hearing weird things around my room.
It's the room.
That's what I said to Mum earlier. I swear I get the weirdest, most monotone tobacco scent to it, but I guess I can compare smells. Anyway.
Not tobacco at all, it's 100% sage.
I know, but it's just a sense to me are very similar. Okay, get in a truth if I possibly can. Well, this is such an ironic one. I was hoping that you would probably score this one. Are you afraid of ghosts? I'm not necessarily afraid of the ones that just linger around and observe. I'm pretty sure that I'm not afraid of ghosts, any form of ghost full stop, but ones that can go out of their way to harm you. There was not one time for me, but watching a video from Oh My Gosh TV, he was exploring a abandoned location with his friend James and wandering around a little bit. I think he said it was a coffee can or something like that. One way or another, it went flying at him and his friend wasn't responsible for it and there was no one else in the building, so some spirits can be like poltergeist and very, very physical and angry. Anyway, so yeah, spirits can be physically harmful, but as far as any of my experiences have gone, I've just more been hearing really odd noise. Like last night, I think it was technically Wednesday night, I swear that I heard a knocking at my door. I thought your mum had come in to badger me about something, but you both had the habit of just bursting in. Went to lift up my blindfold / sleeping mask and nobody was there. And then while Mum was out getting the dinner, as we were messaging, and typical I was watching paranormal videos, while also just getting started on watching Nicole Guerrero's Call the Ville video, I literally heard a knocking tap at the very high point of my window. I'm just hearing a bunch of sounds and nobody else can hear them. No.
Take it to the room and hit the corners of the room.
Okay, I'll do that as soon as we're done here, but I'll take this anyway. Okay, so there are still probably like 3 more truths, which I'm going to dive into one now. I suppose we could finish them.
You put the one back, didn't you?
Oh, awkward.
What are you most scared of? Most scared of?
Whether it be supernatural or natural shitty times in the world.
Well, paranormal wise, I don't actually want to have a paranormal encounter. Because I do believe in them, because I'm very much a believer in, the paranormal. Because I believe that there is more than one reality to our current reality.
And more than one dimension through ours, or plane.
That kind of stuff. I really don't want to have an actual encounter because I do get scared quite easily, and I do try very hard to avoid those kind of scenarios.
That's why she listened up to
And
me.
non-paranormal, but say being abandoned, being like just left alone for the rest of my life.
Me next. Duh. Possible scariest ghost encounter.
So put it back in the hat. Oh, we got one more. And
Yes, we do.
It'll be mine.
Yep.
Hopefully it's one that I'll actually want to do, and that's something that'll be like, God damn it, why?
Well, let's not forget, these things only go for a couple of seconds.
Still.
Scariest ghost encounter. Well, technically not in the physical world, but in a dream I did have. It was the studio. I technically was sleeping in the studio. My mum kept putting me in there. I was dreaming away that when our brother and his previous girlfriend were still living here, they were moving out of the studio and I was helping out. And slowly up the stairs, a red-headed woman started climbing up the stairs with a piece of furniture in her hands. Nobody else took much notice except me. When I started to acknowledge, I knew that she obviously wasn't a friend or a family member. I did initially know who she was. I've said this before in countless other videos that there used to be a married couple living here. They are who, well, I don't think they built the house, but they were in this house when it was built in the first place, etc. Ferguson and his late wife, Mrs. Ferguson, whose initial name we still have no clue of.
I probably never will, but oh well.
We have finally learned that she passed away due to a common cold that just got the better of her.
Yeah, but that's not set in stone, that's just when things happened.
That's also what our neighbour Joan said. Anyway, so acknowledging who this woman was, I found myself yelling out at her, like trying to get her attention, and nobody else was, looking up and wondering why I was yelling, etc. And eventually she flung a piece of furniture at me, the very furniture she was carrying, and that was when I woke up. Also to realise I thought I was going to be late for work. It was still at night time, so I wasn't going to be late for work, I just fell asleep early.
And in real life?
I don't have one for real life, other than the time you're probably counting when I possibly saw the spirit of Amelia passing by the studio doors in broad daylight.
Her name's not really Amelia, Shannon.
Shit.
That is just the name we gave her for our story.
What I was meant to say was Mrs. Ferguson. Other than the experience where I possibly saw her spirit go past the studio doors in broad daylight around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was not scared at all.
Okay, well, that was an epic fail.
Yes, and I thought for a second that you were hearing from the deck coming up the stairs.
No, I was just like, because in the viewfinder I can see that my doorways are open, and so I'll just try to play a little prank and see, oh my god, something went past. And it worked for like 2 seconds and then I automatically smart, which automatically went away. I have a terrible poker face.
Right now I have a purple face. The tiniest purple tinge. Anyway, so besides that,
I apparently suck at pranks.
that's my realistic ghost experience and a dreamscape one. Hell of a long story, but
Put a candle out with your fingers. That's actually tougher than I thought it was.
I make it look so easy.
It's actually making me nervous because I thought I could just go bam, but nope. Gotcha, you bitch.
And there you go. Day complete.
And that is all the time we have for today, folks. Well, tonight.
Now probably officially 4 in the morning, so thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Not as fun and cool as what Sam's was, he had more preparation, but we still made do. Clearly got through a lot more days than what Sean did, that's just the way it worked out. Yes! Bye.